for my science so arts and I say aha Ghanatube so in 70 a dozen near Ecoso ewo or my Ghana and ye can see a becan yen free hand say out of 4 in some Ecoso ebini young team.
On this afternoon, former National Signals Bureau boss Boahene's attempt to put his trial on hold has failed after the High Court threw out an application by his lawyers to stay proceedings in his trial. The lawyers wanted the trial to be paused as they pursued an appeal over a prior decision of the court denying them to access a certain disclosure materials. Member of our legal desk, ꞆASE, was in court and has joined us on phone for more details. Ꞇ, first, tell us about the application for stay of proceedings and how the ruling went down. Do I have Ꞇon? We'll try again to see how that happened in court. Our colleague who was in court, ꞆASE, would give us an update on how this afternoon the former National Signals Bureau boss Boahene's attempt to put his trial on hold had failed after the High Court threw out an application by his lawyers to stay proceedings in his trial. Now, the lawyers wanted the trial to be paused as they pursued an appeal over a prior decision of the court denying them access to certain disclosure materials. A member of our legal desk, ꞆASE, was in court and has joined us via phone to give us updates. Ꞇ, if you can hear me, first tell us about this application for stay of proceedings and maybe how the ruling went down in court. Take you back to the National Signals Bureau boss, former boss, and I have Ꞇ. I'll give you an update. Let's see, you're quite not clear earlier. Tell me what happened in court today.
Hello, can you take your question again?
Well, Ꞇ, tell me what happened in court today, especially about the stay of proceedings that the defense was seeking for.
Prior to today, lawyers for Boahene had made certain applications before the court. They were asking for certain documents, certain disclosures that they believed will help them make their case. The judge in this matter, Justice Nyante, had denied them that application and denied them those disclosures. And they decided that they were going to file an appeal at the Court of Appeal to challenge the decision by the trial High Court. For which reason they came back to the High Court and asked for a stay of proceedings, which simply means that they wanted a trial to be put on hold pending the determination of the matters that they've taken to the Court of Appeal. Today, Justice Nyante reasoned that there's no reason to put on hold this trial while that appeal subsists at the Court of Appeal, and therefore dismiss same, which has meant that that trial is expected to continue. And in fact, prior to today taking about 1 hour break, the case was continuing, and the state had called this next prosecution witness and asked them several questions before the proceedings were put on hold for 1 hour. So the application by lawyers for Boahene, led by Samuel Atachia, to put the entire trial on hold has been dismissed.
So the AG made a formal announcement today in court, specifically on the withdrawal of the charges against the third accused.
Yes, MFA, we know that yesterday we saw some court documents that purported to show that the Attorney General was dropping charges against one Mildred Donko. He's the third accused person in the case the state has built against Boahene. Today, the AG formally informed the court of this decision that they have taken to drop charges against Mildred Donko, who we know now has become a prosecution witness and will be called at some point to testify in favor of the state. While Justice Shremsai, the Deputy Attorney General, was on his feet addressing the court formally on the decision to drop the charges against Mildred Donko, Samuel Atachia, lawyer for Boahene, stood up and had an objection. His objection was that the dropping of the charges against Mildred Donko should have come by way of motion and not by notice of discontinuance, because in his view the motion will give the judge an opportunity to make a determination as to whether or not the charges must be dropped. But the deputy AG shot back. In the view of Justice Shremsai, the notice of discontinuance is the way to go, because the Attorney General has the prerogative to decide who to file charges against or who not to file charges against. And so any decision to come by way of motion, which will give the judge an opportunity to make a decision on the matter, will impinge on the Attorney General's discretion and his prerogative to file charges and dismiss him. Ultimately, again, the judge agreed with the state in this matter and overruled the objection raised by the lawyers for Boahene. And the ruling was to the effect that the state was right to have come by way of a notice of discontinuance and not a motion. And so 2 objections and 2 applications today raised in favor of Boahene, all of them dismissed by the courts.
For putting some clarity to what happened in court today. News today. Let's get into other stories now. Later today in court, former executive director of the National Service Authority, SUBCRIBE, and his deputy Gifty Owari appeared in court to answer charges of alleged financial misconduct involving several millions of cedis. Adam FM's Prince Owusu was at the High Court and joins us as well for details. Prince, tell me what happened in court today?
Yes, I was in court this morning around 9 a.m. to listen to proceedings hearings, but when I got here, there was nothing going on. We sat there from 9 to 11 when one of the lawyers for accused persons, lawyer Ghanatube, came and told us that there is no record showing that the case or the hearing is going to take place today. So he and other lawyers left. But as I'm speaking to you, I'm still at the court, and I've seen lawyer Ghanatube and his lawyers. They've come back. They are here at the court, and one of the lawyers that I approached told me they are going to sit for the case. So I'm in front of the court, and I want to enter inside, and I'll be able to tell you if the case, the hearing will come on or it will not come on. But in the morning, around 11 o'clock, he told us that the case will not come on. But as I speak to you, he and other lawyers have entered, and I asked one of the lawyer, a lady, she told me they are going for the case. So I don't know what is going on. So I'm yet to enter again to find out if that case or that proceedings will take place today.
Termination. Thank you for staying there, and if you do, you would update us as well. But I'll tell
comment section never comment no ebrem na mejebre akenkan ede amofefefe aha Ghanatube so insema enkoso ena onsa ebeka unsubscribe ya subscribe na hit notification bell no for more news updates see ade akamo.